Hello, welcome back. So this is a continuation of yesterday's video. So I'll be continuing the first chapter of Kissed by the Devil, my dark supernatural thriller, which you can get on Amazon. And you'll remember from yesterday that we're just at the point where Julian has been thrown into the canal, and he's at a point where he's not sure whether he's going to die or whether something unworldly is about to happen. So it's a male voice with a soft lilt and a strong London English accent. Right, okay, listen to me, the voice says. Take a deep breath. You can now, I've got you safe. I suppose I shall do the talking, right? The question was rhetorical, and it, carried on. You are no doubt totally confused, but I really need you to concentrate. I do need a coherent response from you shortly, so listen up. The voice was quite chirpy, very friendly, and it was like listening to one of those cheeky market store guys, you know, the roll up, 3s for a fiver sort of tones. I have a deal for you, he said. I remained still, becoming more aware of the bubble that enveloped me, keeping me safe, and I was strangely dry. I'm free from any pain or panic, and it was light, although I couldn't see anything beyond the opaque skin of the bubble. I tried to speak. Where am I? The sound of my own voice was clear and strong, and I had a sensation of listening to myself, which felt weird. Aha, you're with me, that's cool. Doesn't really matter where you are right now. It's where you're going that's more important. Who are you? Why can't I see you? What's all this about? 3 questions in one as I floated in midair. None of that is important, but I can explain a few things to you. Now, this is going to freak you out a little bit, I'll warn you, so can you prepare yourself? Am I dead? Is that what you're going to tell me? I feel confidence growing inside my head. No, Julian, you ain't brown bread, not just yet. He takes a pause and I hear him deep breathly. And this is where the deal is, so listen up. I'm struggling to make any sense of what is happening, and I'm not altogether sure if I'm actually awake, but I'm trying to stay focused. Sorry, I'm confused, and what's this deal all about? What's your name? Who are you? Okay, let me fill in some of that detail, as far as I can anyway. I am what is commonly referred to as an angel. You can call me Micky. It's not my real name, but you don't need to know that. My governor is quite keen on making you an offer, and he doesn't do that very often, I might add. Not relatively speaking anyway, so you are one very lucky boy. What? You're an angel? From heaven? Steady on, son, let me finish. When I say angel, it is strictly true, but I'm on the other side if you get my drift. I work for the fella you will know as the Serpent, the Prince of Darkness. Old Nick. I feel my eyes widen. For the first time I feel uncomfortable in this environment. You mean the devil? My voice screeches against the dryness of my throat. Well, if you need to go so populist, then yeah, I suppose so. There's a short silence while I take in what I'm hearing. But the truth is I can't. My brain isn't working and I just don't comprehend what is happening. What this voice is saying to me. I'm numb and my head is just empty. So, here we are, Julian. Why is really interesting. As I said, you're a lucky boy. My boss thinks there is mileage in working with you to have a bit of fun. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? I can't answer that, as I've absolutely no idea what is going on here. I feel a calmness all of a sudden that allows me some impetus to think and speak. Yes, I can see that. Let me draw this out for you. Your current predicament is rather dire, I'd say, and you have no way of getting away from the rather damp end you were approaching before I turned up. Would you agree? I think for a few seconds, recalling my impending death at the bottom of this filthy canal. Yes, I'd agree with that. Great. You've got 2 options, Julian. 1, we can end our conversation now, and you can return to the bottom of the murky waterway, where some unfortunate member of the public will find you and call the emergency services, but it'll all be too late, and you'll be getting a bit of press in local papers before visiting the creme, where your mum can say farewell. Okay, so what's option 2? 2, my friend, allows me to free you to the burden of trying to breathe through the dirty water. I can deposit you on the muddy towpath where possibly the same unfortunate member of the public can raise the alarm and get you into the safety of a hospital bed, where you will make a full recovery. Once you have recovered, and this is the fun bit, me and my boss will help you seek revenge on the unfortunates who put you in this situation. All at times to suit you, so there's no rush to finish the job, but once you do finish the job, that is, you'll owe a debt to the boss. What sort of debt? I question, still not knowing what's going on. I don't know, you'll have to negotiate that with him. All I need to know is, do you agree in principle? And if you do, then we'll get things moving so you can get home. I take it in for a few minutes. I need an answer, Julian. I have other people to see. I can't answer. I don't know what to do. I'm not clear about the implications. The thoughts run through my head, and whilst I don't speak them aloud, the voice responds. Only you can decide, Julian, and the window of opportunity is a short one. So tell me what you want to do. Tell me again, what do I have to do to achieve option 2? You have all the information, Julian. You will negotiate the payback when you meet the boss. For now, I just need to know that you accept the principle of option 2. 10, 9, 8, 7. Wait, I don't know what's happening here. 6, 5, 4, 3. Julian, tell me now, or go back to your watery grave. Yes, okay, I agree in principle. And then the bubble was gone, and I was lying in the mud on the towpath, shivering from the cold, coughing up water, gasping for air. I felt a hand on my shoulder, and looked up to see a man with his dog. I've called the ambulance, he shouted. It's on its way. I must have drifted off into a coma again, as I have no memory of the journey to the hospital, and I awoke some hours later with tubes and wires attached to me and a steady rhythmic beeping noise coming from a machine on the wall to my side. As I slowly gained consciousness, a nurse leaned over me and whispered into my ear, "You shouldn't be awake so soon, so we're going to let you sleep for a few more hours." With that, I felt a needle slide into my arm, and as though it was peace again. I felt nothing for most of my induced sleep, but for a short spell I was dreaming that a man in a brown leather jacket was hovering above the bed. "Hey, Julian, it's me, Micky." I was definitely asleep, so this must be a dream. "No, it's me, Micky. I just need to make certain you're clear about the arrangement." "Is this for real?" I hear myself say. "I'm not sure about this. You made an agreement in principle, remember, with the governor, and I just need you to acknowledge that this agreement now exists. I need all of us to be sure and very clear about these principles, so we can move on and let things happen. But I don't know if I can meet the demands. I don't have sight of what the payback is. How can I possibly agree with something when I don't have a coherent understanding of the whole thing?" I was clear and precise in my speech and my thinking, although strangely conscious of my comatose state. "Oh, Julian, don't back out now, my friend. We've come so far. Is that what you're saying? You want to renege on the deal of a lifetime?" "What I'm saying is that I would like more information and more time to consider it, please, Micky." "That ain't possible, Chief. Agree to the principle now, or we'll all have to call it off. Listen, come up here for a second and let me show you something that might help you decide." With that, a hand grabbed hold of mine, and I felt myself floating off the bed, free of the tubes and wires, so that I was hovering at the ceiling, looking down at myself, and all of the medical equipment that was surrounding my now lifeless body. "Okay, let me reiterate." Micky's voice sounded a little exasperated. "I need your explicit agreement to the deal right now, so that we can all move on and get to where we need to be, okay? But I'm not sure how I can be. This is so out of the ordinary, so unorthodox, so weird." "Right, Julian, I need to get this wrapped up, one way or the other. The chances are, when you meet with the boss, he'll probably ask you to join his team and help spread the word. Once you've finished on this coil, obviously. That's his usual offer. You might get to negotiate the timescales, but that's it, and you better not tell him I told you, okay? You've 2 minutes, starting now." The machine on the wall burst into a long, continuous tone, and an alarm in the room went off. Doctors and nurses rushed into the room, and while one of them started to press my chest, another rigged up an airflow mask to my face. Another was preparing my arm for an injection of something or other. I watched, and the realisation of what Micky had said struck me. I was watching myself die, and literally had a minute to decide my fate. If the clock on the bedside table reached 2:23 a.m, I would be gone. I could hear the dialogue below and it didn't sound good. I had gone into cardiac arrest and they were struggling to bring me back. All I need for you to say is, I agree. Micky's voice remained matter of fact. I watched for a few more seconds. Okay. Yes, I agree. Nice one, Micky replied, and then he was gone. I was back in my body, heard the bip bip on the war machine start up, and an audible sigh of relief from the people around the bed. He's back with us, one of them said with some emotion. I drifted back into my coma, and as I did, I heard another voice, dark and deeply menacing, full of threat and control. Nicely done, Julian. We'll catch up when the time is right. In the meantime, get yourself fit and enjoy your new life. I'll make sure you're taken care of from here. And I did recover. And over the following 10 years, I've become a very successful businessman, owning a portfolio of large and varying businesses, each of which makes me a great deal of money. It's been incredible to be at the head of this empire and to have seen it expand across the globe over the years. Don't get me wrong, though, it's definitely not been an easy ride, and I've experienced a series of massive highs, deep depressions, but always, when times have been tough and the odds stacked against me, luck seems to swing by, and the tide of fortune swings away the gloom of impending disasters. It's really weird as I look back, and I do wonder how much my success has been due to my executive skills, and how much has been guarded by my dark allies. And that's chapter 1. If you want to find out what happens with Julian, and indeed his tormentors, and how his relationship, particularly with Micky, develops, have a look at the link below. You'll be able to buy the book, and if you do, I'll be delighted if you let me know what you think. Bye for now. See you soon.